Mama, you are here searching for answers on how to raise your teenage daughter in this tumultuous season. You want to understand your girl in order to connect with her better because you are feeling disconnected with her, right? You are feeling lonely in this journey of raising a teen girl you frankly don't really know any more about. As I celebrate 50,000 downloads on Raising Her Confidently, yes, 50,000, I'm sharing with you the top 5 most downloaded episodes on this podcast. Go grab your coffee and your fellow mom of teen girl, and you'll want to take some notes on this. Hey mama, welcome to Raising Her Confidently. Do you want to have open communication with your teen daughter? Do you find yourself constantly thinking about how to talk to your teen or why your girl is not opening up to you? Do you wake up with confident intentions only to feel confused and frustrated when all you get are one-word answers from your daughter again? Hey, I'm Jeannie. I too was a mom raising young teens. I too felt grieved by the loss of my sweet, talkative little girl. I wanted her to come to me about anything, even if she was scared, and listen to my advice. But I kept thinking, she won't listen to me, and I don't know how to approach her until I found tools to create open communication. In this podcast, you will find how to connect and talk to your teen and create a safe space for her to go to so that you will have that close relationship you dreamed of. Go grab your glass of Merlot and throw off those fuzzy slippers, and let's dig in together. Did you know, Mama? We hit 50,000 downloads! Woohoo! In such a short time. Mama, I want to thank you, faithful listener. You helped us do this. This podcast wouldn't be possible without you. And if you are a brand spanking new listener, I want to say welcome. You are in the right place to get the guidance, resources, and tools to raise your teenage daughter. Mama, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your stories of how this podcast has helped you. You can do that by leaving a review below and by taking a screenshot or sharing this link of this episode by texting it over to a fellow mama who can use this resource too. I want you to go and do that. Spread the word of Raising Her Confidently and how much it has helped you, but even more so how it's going to help a fellow mama in the weeds just like you. And get this, we are continuing our celebration in our free mom community with giveaways. And if you're already going to do a review for me, you might as well get something out of it, right? If you're not a part of my free mom community, I'm so excited. If you're not a part of the free mom community, I want you to go and join. I'm giving some giveaways for leaving reviews, some mom one-on-one mentoring sessions, and a special announcement I know you will love. We're going to be celebrating into next week. If you are not an insider, you need to sign up. You'll be the first to be in the know as we continue to celebrate our 50K celebration. Head on over to raisingherconfidently.com and join the party with moms in the same season as you. That's raisingherconfidently.com. Yay! Hey, first off, Mama, I am blown away by the amount of listeners who have passed through the podcast hallways and into Raising Her Confidently. I was called, really, when you think about the beginnings of this podcast, which was fairly this year, the beginning of January, where I decided to answer this call that God has been picking at me for the past 4 years to start a podcast that geared towards helping moms of teen girls connect with their daughters at a different way, at a different level. Help mamas bridge that gap that are so frustrating to bridge, so confusing as to how to do it, and mamas just not wanting to mess up at it. So I was called to do this because of my own personal story. I did an identity study with a group of women through my church, and through this time, I discovered that God was really pinpointing this story of my 13-year-old self. And I was wondering, why is my 13-year-old self highlighted? I'm almost 50 years old at the time. Why my 13-year-old self? It was a time in my life where I was confused, rebellious, felt alone, didn't connect with my parents at a level that I know I needed to. And I knew my mom as well didn't know exactly how to raise me, how to parent me, how to guide me. This rebellious, angry girl. And I realized after being a mom myself of having raised teenagers and gone through the teenage and puberty stage, and also mentoring other girls in the middle school, early high school ages, I knew that it was these hearts that needed guidance. Like my heart as a 13-year-old needed guidance at the time. And regardless of the socioeconomic status, the cultural background, moms still struggle with raising and connecting their teen girl. And so that is why this podcast was born. It's to help you, mama, create open communication with your teenage daughter. I know what it's like. I know what it's like being that teenage girl you're thinking about. And I also know what it's like to be a mom of teenagers, particularly a teenage girl. So I'm in the in-between, and I can share both perspective. And this is what this podcast is about, sharing both the perspective of your teen as well as sharing the perspective of being a mom of a teenage girl. So I hear you. You need to connect with your growing girl, your desire to want to communicate with her in a healthy way. And I even hear your fear of the future, what your relationship will be like, what her life will be like, and where that will leave you as a mother. I talk a lot about creating a safe space for your girl in this podcast. I also want to create this place as a safe place for you, which is why I am speaking into your ear right now, mama to mama, which is why I have a free community for moms to feel less alone and fully supported with other moms who truly get it. And which is why I provide mentoring and courses to equip and guide you through this journey. Yes, it is a journey. There will be ups and there will be downs, but the question is whether you have the support, encouragement, tools to equip you to keep on going, right? We don't have a choice. We don't give up. It's a journey that comes with being a mama, especially a mama of a teen girl. So mama, looking back at the 90 episodes we have produced and have carefully put together as we listen to your needs and your desires, I'm going to share the top 5 most downloaded episodes for you to give a listen or a re-listen. I'm counting down, starting with our 5th most popular episode, and I'll even have these episodes in my show notes for you to refer to as well. Are you ready? Episode number 5, top 5. Episode 15. Are you tired of the disrespect from your teen? 4 tips for healthier conversations. This episode is all about boundary setting, taking a look at your current rules, your existing boundaries, and your expectations, and taking the confusion out of what you expect of your girl in this stage. In this episode, I talk about a lot of disrespectful behavior stems from confusion. She's not quite sure what's expected out of her. So this episode gives tips on reassuring your current boundaries. This is so necessary as you parent in a different season. Teens are more developed, so why not our boundaries to match it, right? Maybe there needs to be some change. Maybe you need to widen those boundaries where she's allowed to make more decisions for herself. So if that's you, go check out episode 15. That was our top 5 all time so far. And our number 4 episode is episode 55. Sick of disrespect from your teenage daughter? Create a safe space. Hey, I think we have a theme going on here. Moms feeling disrespected by their teen daughters. In this episode, I give you steps into creating a safe space. What it is and what it is not. Creating a safe space is key. It's key to bridging the communication gap between you and your girl. It is where she will feel like she belongs and it is the beginnings of connection and relationship building. So go check out episode 55. Are you ready for top 3? Number 3, episode 25, the secret to helping your teen daughter be her true self. Moms I have interviewed or have mentored through some hard and challenging things with their teen girls have often said, I wish she just knew how beautiful she really is. Or I wish she could see just how valuable she already is. She doesn't need to impress anybody. I wish she didn't have to feel she had to impress her friends. If this sounds so familiar and it touches you right in the heart, Mama, in this episode, I guide you to combat external influences that come at your girl and empower you to guide her towards intrinsic motivation that brings lasting change. We're switching from external to helping her look more internal. And number 2, episode number 3, one of my earlier episodes, what to do when your girl starts to freak out over everything without losing it yourself. Oh, I know freakouts. Oh my gosh. Freakouts can literally describe the teen years, whether she's a loud and boisterous about freaking out or quiet and isolating. Freakouts happen in this stage. And I give you tips on how you, Mama, can prepare for them and not get engulfed by them, right? By freaking out yourself. So if you feel like your daughter is freaking out all the time and it's starting to get on your nerves or you're freaking out, this is a great episode for you. This is episode 3. And we don't realize how important it is for us to show up as the person for our girl. She is not looking for you to validate her freakouts, but to remain even keel through them. She needs you to be the grounded one. So go on over to episode 3 and listen to that, Mama. And are you ready for number 1? Drum roll, please. Episode number 2. Episode number 2 was super popular. 4 things mom needs to know about their changing tween and teen girl. The attitude, the emotional outbursts, the shouting, oh my. What about changing tweens? What is going on with my girl? That is what this episode is about. It's a great one if you're looking to understand why the change in behavior. Why is she increasingly emotional? And why all the shouting? It's a pretty informative episode to help you shift your perspective and maybe alleviate any stress you may have of these questionable behaviors she's having right now. When you take the time to understand what exactly is going on with her emotional state, her physical state, and physiological state, whoa, big word, then it helps you, Mama, ease your mama heart in helping her guide because you understand where she's coming from. That is episode 2. So there you have it, the top 5 most downloaded episodes on raising her confidently. If you have not had a chance to listen to these, please do. I found hearing things again gives me more clarity than when I did listen to it the first time. Again, thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mama, for being a part of the 50,000. We are celebrating the next couple of weeks. I want you to come back to hear what we have coming for you. Better yet, head on over to raisingherconfidently.com to take part of the giveaways and be the first to hear our special announcement as we get ready for our big celebration next week. I'll see you there. Hey friend, if this podcast inspired you or encouraged you or helped you in any way, I'd love for you to share it. You can screenshot this episode and share it in your stories on social media or text it to a friend who can use the support. It's the best way you can thank me. I want to let other mamas know they are not alone. I'd love to stay connected with you. You can find me on Instagram at Jeannie Baldemero or join my free mom support community at linktree/Jeannie Baldemero. Until next time, live full of grace, Jeannie.